Hello, dear listeners. This is your host, Sunita Rawat, and today I want to talk to you about something soft, something quiet, something we have all felt but rarely speak of. You know what I miss? I miss being bored. Yes, bored. That lazy, stretchy kind of boredom that used to happen on long afternoons when the fan spun slowly above our heads and time seemed to take a nap. No notification, no to do list, no reels, just us and the air. Do you remember those days? When summer holidays felt like they would never end. When we lay on terraces watching the clouds form elephants and dragons. When we made games out of chalk and mud and pebbles when we picked random fights with cousins just to pass time. We were bored, but we were also alive. Today, the moment boredom touches us, we panic. We reach for our phones like they are oxygen masks. We scroll, we refresh. We watch people making butter chicken at 1 a.m. We binge strangers' lives while forgetting our own. And yet, deep inside, something feels hollow because somewhere along the way we stopped letting ourselves just be. Let me take you back. Remember sitting on the floor with nothing but a steel box full of old photos. You would flip through yellowed memories, laugh at your dad's mustache, or stare at your mom's wedding photo thinking she looked so different. That was boredom. That was magic. Or those electricity cut nights when the lights went out and the candles came out, and suddenly everyone was together. Talking, playing Antakshari, fanning each other, arguing about who cheated in Ludo. You didn't need much, just time and people and stillness. Now, even 5 minutes of silence feels uncomfortable. We can't sit in a waiting room without unlocking our phones. We can't stand in a line without checking updates we don't even care about. We say, I'm just passing time, but time is not a thing to be passed. It's a thing to be lived. And boredom? It's the doorway to presence. Let's talk about kids. Kids today don't get bored the way we did because we don't let them. The moment they say, I'm bored, we give them a screen, a cartoon, a mobile game, an instant distraction. But when we were kids, boredom was our greatest teacher. It taught us to be creative, to invent stories, to build castles out of cushions and tunnels out of bed sheets, to write secret diaries and doodle on the last page of school notebooks. It taught us to be okay with slowness, to observe, to listen, to wait. We were not scared of silence, we lived in it. Now we fear it because silence reminds us of things we have been avoiding our thoughts, our fatigue, our loneliness, our questions. So we run into distractions, into noise, and call it productivity. But maybe boredom was a kind of whisper, a whisper from the soul, a gentle voice saying, hey, pause, be with yourself, remember who you are. So, what can we do? How do we reclaim the lost art of doing nothing? First, stop treating it like a failure. Start seeing it as a rest stop, not a problem to fix, but a space to feel. Second, practice sitting with it. Try this. Tomorrow, when you're about to pick up your phone for the 50th time, don't just sit. Look out of the window, listen to the fan, count the number of green things you can see, and see what shows up in that space. a memory, a new idea, a moment of peace. Third, let yourself be unproductive sometimes. Make tea and stare at it. Lie on the floor with your pet. Talk to your plants, or just do nothing. And let that be enough. You don't always have to be moving. You don't always have to be creating. You're allowed to simply exist. Before we end, I want to leave you with this. Boredom isn't the absence of activity, it's the presence of possibility. So, next time you feel bored, smile because maybe, just maybe, your imagination is waking up. Let it stretch, let it yawn, let it wander. Because in that empty space, something beautiful is waiting. Maybe a memory, maybe a poem, maybe peace. So, go get bored, my dear listener, and trust that in that boredom, you'll meet the best parts of yourself. This is your host, Sunita Rawat, signing off with love, stillness, and the joy of doing absolutely nothing.